So here we are looking at the Heritage, which kind of just came back from the past. In the late O's, I was riding this and comparing it to the SL, and I remember thinking, gosh, this is so aggressive compared to the SL. And now you ride it and you're like, yeah, it's got a stiffer flex, but this ripsaw camber profile, sorry, non-ripsaw elliptical camber, the rocker and camber profile is so mellow and so loose and playful for a board of this flex. And it's just kind of like, old school, never summer. This is the 58, and I rode this in varying conditions. I rode this from, pretty good groomers, kind of bordering on hard, and it's got pretty good edge hold. And then I even rode it in a little bit of powder, and compared it to a few other boards in powder, and it did pretty well. It's a 58, and let's get into the good stuff. I talked about this a lot above, so we'll just do a quick and dirty. Set all the way back, you're looking at about 21 3/4, which this kind of likes a narrower stance. It's kind of an older school model, but you can widen that out a little bit. And then set all the way back with normal discs. You're looking at 22 there and 18 here. So you're looking at 4 inches back on board, which is more than the West, which is about 3.5. The West has a little wider stance, but it's kind of at that border. It's like just an all mountain board. It's a double ender. It's directional. You can take it regular. You can take it switch. The nose and tail are different shapes, but they're the same width. And it was pretty easy riding switch, pretty easy edge to edge. Really could handle uneven snow like a champ. And when I set it all the way back and rode it in powder, it had pretty good float. Although still, like, that Peacekeeper, the Peacemaker, was really interesting because that had more, that 52 had like 5 1/4 back, or 5 1/4 to like 5 1/2, I believe, back on board compared to this 4. And I was like, why is this like 152 doing a little better? But this is just got like so much more mountain capability because it's got such a stiffer flex. But it's really just kind of like a little throwback to the old days, the old rocker and camber days, and very much like a 2000, late 2000, late O's shape board. And that's the Heritage. I had a fun time on it. Yeah, I kind of preferred the West, but it's still a very fun board. And if this appeals to you and you want a little more directional float, a little less camber so you can get a little more float, but still want a board that kind of can do it all, like a one board quiver. You can center this up and you can ride switch. You can kind of attack the mountain in kind of maybe a mountain freestyle way, bordering on aggressive mountain freestyle just because of the flex, not really because of the technical aspect. This is very forgiving. You can skid a turn like nothing. And it's very forgiving for the kind of board it is. But then, you can set it back on powder and have a good time. So there is the Never Summer Heritage.